Call to order here, approve the minutes of prior meeting. Mr. Blaze, Ms. Frazier. Got any questions, anybody? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and we'll move right into the action agenda. We'll turn it over to Mr. Blaze.
Oh, I guess there's there's a resolution here, Form 20, requesting, reimbursement to the village for our maintenance, and you have itemized hours and bills and wages attached to this. It's in the amount, you can see on the, cover sheet there, the, repairs and maintenance, $1,094.50, attendance, $222.75, and repairs, $1,166.81. And we purchased some landscaping equipment and supplies for $435.36.
Do you have a total on it?
3809.
Yep.
3809.42.
All right.
I make a motion.
Well, Chairman, make a motion.
Second.
And a second. Any questions on the bills? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Pending items.
Mr. Chairman, we've been working with the county engineering, and as you know, we were able to write a grant. I wrote a grant through Senator Little's office for a temporary stage which could not only be used at the Festival Commons but be used throughout Warren County and by various towns for their special events as well. Received a letter on August 9th, notifying us that the award has been approved. We've got a grant in the amount of $200,000 towards a portable stage. I've got a couple of brochures here just so you can see the extent of what portable stages are. That's just one company that we've been working with. I'm in the process of, the village was the lead agency. We have the seeker for consideration on our next agenda in September. And we've also got the deed information proving that the county and the village of Lake George obviously own the park. So following the passage of the seeker by the village board, all the paperwork will be submitted, and I expect we'll be receiving a contract for the grant funding. In talking with the various stage manufacturers, and there's 3 of them, one which is in Canada, it appears as if the stage we're going to be looking at and drawing specifications for, because it needs to be put out to bid, will probably come in the range of between $250,000 and $275,000. So I'm not certain where the county wants to initiate those funds might be available. I would tell you that the village board has our portion, if need be, available in our present parks account. I think it should be looked at. Perhaps maybe occupancy tax might be eligible for it. I'm not certain, but I would just like the county to know that the grant has been approved. We're probably going to need some additional funding in the amount of $50,000 to $75,000 for a local share, and I would ask the county to initiate that conversation wherever you might want to.
Can I ask, is this one of those dormitory authority, is that the funds through the dormitory authority?
I'm not certain it's the dormitory authority, but it is a state, Senator Little was instrumental.
If it's a dormitory authority, you know, you're gonna wait a year.
Yeah, it's gonna be some time, they told me over the winter, before we received the necessary paperwork. I only received a letter saying it was approved.
Yeah, because I know.
And I received a tremendous amount of paperwork, which I'm in the process of doing, but I'm not going to do it until after the board passes the seeker, and I have all the information to send in. But yes, it is some time before.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be, I think it'll be at least a full year, if not into a second year, before you'll see any,
Right.
funds
Yeah,
for
well, I'm
those
certain.
type of,
But, you know, due to the fact that I think the, portable stage will be useful throughout the entire county.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
think
not
it's
that,
good,
it's
it's
just
just that we are gonna have to wait. We may not have a portable stage by next season, for sure.
yeah, and we may not get the funding for a year and a half.
Oh, okay,
That's what I'm saying, the sooner you get the application in, the better off you are, and then.
okay. Yep, okay, well, it's not reimbursable, but, as I say, I'm not certain it is a dormitory authority, but I agree, I was told it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, it's still good news you got it.
Absolutely.
Just the time or way we go around appropriating the money for it, that's all. All right, the, other, revitalize the, Wi-Fi discussion.
I don't know anything about that, that was Jeff Tennyson.
And he's not here, I don't know anything about it either, so I guess we'll have to put it off till the next meeting. You got updates for us,
I made a report, which I passed out to the committee members. Clydesdale's visit was a tremendous success, both for the, people that attended and the festival commons as well. We had over 1,000 people, come through and, look at the horses. The children's playground was almost capacity. Parade was canceled, but it got the festival space a lot of awareness, and people that had never been there before, particularly local folks that came to see the Clydesdales, were raving about the playground and so forth.
Did we have a use permit for that? I don't recall seeing a use permit.
I don't think we got a use permit for it. If not, I apologize. They were there an hour, and they cleaned up after they left, and it was a great
That's
event.
a good thing.
I don't.
That's important.
We did get a certificate of insurance through Saratoga Eagle, and perhaps we didn't send it down. The upcoming events, of course, the Adirondack Nationals next week, the American Music Festival, Adirondack Independence Music Festival, both coming back for the second year. And then we have secured a definite date, as you know, for the grand opening ceremony, 11 to 1 o'clock. The 3Es are working on a invitation luncheon to follow for the VIPs. The Secretary of State has confirmed. The Commissioner of DOT has been invited, and I understand he's going to attend as well. The events that I'm working with in 2007 is a Northeastern Barbershop Quartet Festival scheduled for May. Wild Adriatic, which you know is a local band that's become extremely popular throughout the United States, is planning a music festival of their own in June. Working with a gentleman from Vermont on a wood carvers expedition and competition for July. Circus Smirkus, the Shriners will be bringing in September, I believe, and then we're working on a Law Enforcement Week competition in Lake George for either next May or September, which would be a whole week of competition aimed at inviting law enforcement personnel here to take place in motorcycle rodeo, K9 competition, boxing, flag football, urban assault, and jiu-jitsu. And I'm working with a committee out of the New York City Police Department, and they're all coming up here in September to meet with our local committee, which includes members of the Warren County Sheriff's Department, Washington County, New York State Police, Hudson Falls Police, and hopefully Glens Falls Police. I see this as the next Americade, believe it or not. There is one in the Midwest that draws almost 4,000 law enforcement officers to compete against each other. And we're including seminars in it as a way of them being able to obtain perhaps support from their local police departments to attend and stay 3 or 4 nights to compete. So that's, I think, exciting, and without the festival space and the Glens Falls Civic Center, we would not be able to pull this off. Dave Harrington has put in some work that the DPW has done there. And then lastly, the announcement of the award for the stage. Thank you,
Another
Mr.
copy
Chairman.
of that?
Mhm.
I guess that's I guess that that festival for, the end of September into the 1st of October, they're requesting a little reduction in I guess that's gonna come up at the next DPW meeting, and then back to our O&M meeting next
The
next month.
Adirondack Independence Music Festival, is
Yeah.
that what you're talking?
Yeah.
What
They
was
were,
that about?
I got an email, and I think Jeff knows about it.
Yes, he does. I sent them directly to DPW.
For the parking?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
the
they're-
parking, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, this is only my opinion, we're looking for these off-season things, and we're hoping they go, and, you know,
Yeah,
they were looking for a little reduction in the price of that $2,000 for parking.
Yeah, he's just requesting a reduction in the county parking lot, so I wouldn't, I told him he was, talking to really the wrong person.
Yeah,
I
right.
referred
I think
him directly to DPW
I think
committee.
they'll bring it up at the next meeting, all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
We wanna talk about those other two things,
Yeah, you can, sure.
the American Independence, do I have that right?
Yes.
Festival, because they were here last year, all the events are, being given 2 free days, if they had 2 free days, or if they paid for 2 days last year. The Shriners Circus, the mayor has sent a check for $19,500 to DPW, and one of the items, on that check was the Shriners Circus, which is not going to be taking place. They don't have a tent, this year to use. So, we would like the Adirondack, or the American Music, I get them
Yeah.
messed up. The American Music Festivals, $3,000 was not paid. They're not expecting to pay it. They should be free. So we'd like to take $1,500 that the Shriners won't be using and apply that. And then, the British Invasion,
The British Invasion was there during the, big storm.
big storm, and didn't
And we
use
had
it the second day.
sent, 3,000 for them because it was a 2-day event. On Friday, or Saturday and Sunday event, on Saturday at 4 o'clock, the storm hit Lake George. The tent came down on top of several people, incidentally, that were not injured. All of their sound equipment was ruined, and they suffered some serious financial damage. Everything was cleared from the field on Saturday evening by emergency people, so I think under normal circumstances, I would have felt bad charging them. Now, again, they didn't pay, but I had paid $15, so $1,500 for the Shriners, that is not gonna take place this year at all, and the credit of $1,500 for the, British Invasion would equal what the Independence Music Festival would owe us. And I've already sent the check for that amount. So if that's agreeable with the committee, we'd be even,
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm all
basically.
right.
I'm fine.
Yep, all right, Mayor, yeah, that's
And the
that's
other
fine.
thing was the,
Motion on that too, right?
Yes, I'd make them.
I'll make them
Second,
work.
you
I'll second.
second it,
Mhm.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right.
Thank you.
the other, item was the King George Fishing Derby. Jeff had questioned the amount of, that we should charge for that, and we had a discussion about that, where you would set up on the sidewalk, and, then Sunday it had rained and you moved the event to the American
Yeah,
Legion.
we-
You had nothing else scheduled for that weekend.
We paid,
You paid the deposit, so we were looking to reduce the fee for that day. He didn't use the festival space, just, set up in front,
You have-
$250.
I'll make a motion, we refund
Got a
it.
motion?
Second it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
these are things you gotta do, I mean, it's,
well, yeah, we didn't need the festival space. What we wanted was the fishermen to be able to pull up in front where there is a no parking zone, register and get out of there. And then Sunday, we were going to do the awards right there, in case they came again with their trailers, but it rained all day. So we moved the entire event over to the American Legion inside, which worked out
Yeah.
beautifully for them,
Yeah.
and then we booked them already for next year, so it worked out great. And the fishing derby this year, drew, about 151 entries, and last year we had 111, so it was a success again.
Good.
all right. We have a discussion on the BMX bicycling,
Yeah, originally, we did not allow, inline skating and BMX bikes and scooters. The village board did go ahead and change our local law to allow BMX bicycles, but now we've received an email from our insurance company, which is also the village's incidentally, saying that the park was not designed for bikes, it was designed for skateboards. Bike parks have different angles and curves on the ramps and so forth. This doesn't jive with what the designer, the letter we have from the designer, which I don't have with me, but we did receive a notice from the insurance company that if we were going to allow BMX bicycles, which have been using it incidentally, then there was going to be an extra premium of $275, which the village was prepared to pay, but they are questioning the use of them, and said there needs to be strong warnings and rules posted at the park. Someone needs to be there to enforce safe operation, and so forth. So I would leave that up again to the committee. It's no problem doing, allowing them or not. All we have to do, obviously, is just omit them from our local law, as being an allowed use.
Well, do you get conflicts between skateboarders and the bikes?
Not at all. When we did not allow them at the beginning, the young people came to our meeting and said, most of us have both. And when we go there, we bring both. And when they had the competition at the grand opening, we had more BMX bikes than we had skateboarders, way more, and no problems again. But there's no question, with the extra premium, the insurance company must have some figures that show that there's an added risk. But I do have a letter from the designer saying that it was designed for BMX bicycles, but this lady obviously says it isn't. So I think it's strictly up to the committee. We can do either way. The young people probably aren't going to be happy because they all have them, like we found out as well.
I don't think we should, I have no problem doing it as long as you get the proper coverage. I don't think you should do it without getting the
Right,
insurance.
I think we should.
I mean,
The county holds the insurance.
we hold the...
County has the insurance. They happened to send the notice to us, and the young people, we have an account. We're raising money now for the second phase, as we did the first. We've raised over $5,000 this summer. The village board and the young people said if BMX bicycles are permitted and there's an extra premium, they would encourage us to take the money out of their account. That's how strong they feel about it. And so that would be no problem. We would send the county a check or the insurance company, because the county does hold the insurance. Yep.
But the insurance company wants somebody there.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
Yeah, we cannot, we have an attendant there, from 9 o'clock in the morning now until, 5 o'clock. But the park is in use, obviously, long after that. We couldn't put an attendant there at all times.
The rules at the park are also very lax. Wearing protective gear, helmets, anything like that are just recommended. They're not required. So that might be something.
Well, we
that
could
needs
tighten
to
up on the
change
rules,
too.
couldn't you, Bob?
They're required for youngsters 12 years old and under, which is very similar to all the other parks, but there isn't anyone, there can't be anyone there on duty all the time.
No, at night.
Can't be, no. I think it's strictly the county's call. We're good, the village is good with whatever you decide, because you are holding the insurance for the park.
Well, the extra money would be no problem, but if somebody's not there, then...
Yeah, there can't be anyone there. It wouldn't be cost effective to put someone there. That would be a nighttime attendant, right up to dusk.
You wanna hold it over until next month so we can look into it more and see,
Fine with me, when
I
you have the
think-
full committee here.
And can you
We'll have a
bring,
little more experience with them, another month into the season.
Yeah.
just email a copy of the rules out to it, too, if you can. Park
Right.
rules.
Yeah, they're posted, there's
Have
a
'em?
sign there, yeah, I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, we approve those,
Yeah.
at the beginning, okay, thank you.
So we'll put this off until next month, so we can look into it more.
Did
How
you
about
need
the
to say anything
18?
more about the October 4th? You touched on that, that was the second.
What's that about?
Under events, updates, October 4th, park grand opening.
Oh, the
Did
grand
you need to say
opening.
anything more about that?
Oh, no, the only thing is, it's scheduled for 11 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be sending out invitations to the County Board of Supervisors, and we'll get a list, work with Kevin to make sure we get all the department heads and everyone involved that's been involved in the park. And the 3Es are going to present us with a list of their major donors. There were several of them, which we would be inviting, along with state, local, county officials. And the reception afterwards would be a catered event, and the 3Es are working on that along with the Lake George Chamber of Commerce. And I know you've helped them with some folks from Luzerne.
We're gonna have two
Thank you
restaurants,
very
maybe
much.
3 there.
And we're kind of like trying to plan a taste of Warren County or Lake George, where we'd have little stations set up, and let the restaurant owners, if they're willing, to come there and you know, showcase their specials to all these people that we hope will attend the opening. It should be a really nice event. There will be some probably some cost attached to probably a small stage, but we have a PA system and things like that, which but it won't be anything extraordinary. And that's scheduled for 11 o'clock, October 4th.
When would those, plans be finalized so that we can get certificates of insurance?
Who are we gonna get certificates of insurance from, ourselves?
No, I'm talking about, no, if they have, if different restaurants come and
Oh, if they
exhibit.
come and they provide the food, yeah, I don't know, we don't know the names of them yet. I think Gene knows more about that than I do. But yeah, you're right,
We'll
yeah.
have the certificates.
Yeah,
We gotta finalize them coming first.
yeah, we're just beginning to.
But the Lake George Chamber CVV board is like the head part of that, so they're working on it. We'll get you that information.
We are
Follow up-
working on a
follow up in a
bronze
couple
plaque
weeks.
for one part of the entranceway, with I've run it through Kevin and all the people that should be on there, Warren County, Village, and the contractors, you know, the standard plaque, Governor Cuomo, and then a plaque on the other, side that describes what the park is meant to be, and put it on the entrance to the festival space. Those are gonna cost somewhere in the range of $2,000, because they're bronze and they're 24 by 24. I'll have all those quotes ready for the next meeting.
Just make sure they don't fade.
Make sure they don't what?
Fade.
Yeah, and then I'll make sure that they spell my name and your name correct.
I don't care about my name, but.
Yes, you do.
That's what he does. All right, and the last thing, any more on the ATM, or are we gonna wait another month till Jeff
Mike
gets
said.
it?
I don't have that, that's Jeff again,
Jeff,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
So, any privilege to the floor? Yes.
Just something real quick on the ATMs. Good. Mayor, do you have any ATMs in the village that you have?
Yes, we had 3.
My thought is, why should we reinvent the wheel? If the mayor has one, why don't you give me your contact people, and you can talk to them and see what's going on? Because basically, I'm just concerned about liability, number one, and number two, what's our cut, okay? So.
I think it's 50 cents a transaction.
You want this to be under the county though, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, if you've already got a company that you're dealing with, that you're comfortable with,
Okay.
that's working with you, I'd like to at least start with them to get an idea of.
Yep.
They're harder to.
Yeah, we do, and they've been very good. I'll send you the info, yep.
All right.
I think before we even try to do an RFP, I wanna know what's out there.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? And we'll keep it on time. Motion adjourned? All in
Aye.
favor? Aye.
Thank you. Yeah, he's getting the restaurant. We didn't have any take